Salvation and devotion. The subject of today's discourse is salvation and devotion. According to the convention of the Shastra, in the name of the preceding subject, the term salvation should be kept in the latter portion. From that viewpoint, the name of the subject should be devotion and salvation. But I have used first the term devotion because experienced persons say that salvation loses its luster for devotion. The devotees know well that one who has devotion in one's hand has salvation at one's command. Salvation can be attained any moment, but devotion is something precious, priceless. That is why I have put the term devotion in the latter portion. Devotion is like the philosopher's stone, and salvation can be likened with gold. One who has got this stone in one's possession can make gold at any moment. There is a story about it. Once Ram and Lakshman were going across the Ganges. When they crossed the river by boat, the boatman found his vessel converted into gold. He conveyed this news to his wife, who brought all her wooden belongings to the bank and converted them into gold with the magic touch of Ram's feet. Thereupon the boatman asked his wife why she was wasting her time and energy by carrying her belongings to the bank instead of bringing those feet into her house. The man then did this. She received from Ramji 4 fruits which satisfied both wife and husband. Lakshman came later, and when he was asked to give something, he gave 1 fruit. The 4 fruits given by Ram were Kama, Artha, Dharma, and Moksha. Fulfillment of materialistic desires is called Kama. The fulfillment of psychic desire is Artha. Fulfillment of psycho-spiritual desire is Dola, and the fulfillment of spiritual desire is Moksha. Dharma. Fulfillment of psycho-spiritual desires, Dharma. Lakshman said thereupon to the couple that the fruits given by his elder brother could not be digested without the fruit given by him. The fruit given by young Lakshman was devotion. That is why devotees say that devotion is a precious thing. It's the touchstone. What is mukti or salvation? In Sanskrit, the word has been derived from the root verb much, meaning liberation from bondages. Bandhanam muchyate mukti. Where there is bondage, there comes the question of liberation. Where there is no bondage, there is no question of liberation. How many are these bondages? There are numerous limitations in the physical and psychic bodies of human beings. These limitations are temporal, spatial, and personal. The liberation in the sphere of physical and psychic bondages, permanent liberation, can be had only in the spiritual realm. When one becomes free from spiritual bondages, all miseries and pains vanish away. What does the term mukti sadhana connote? It is an effort to be free from spiritual bondages, which are deeply related with the psychic bondages. Whenever one performs any action, its reaction remains potentially with Atma, and so long as the reactive momenta dwells with Atma, there is no possibility of liberation from spiritual bondages. Actional bondages remain until one attains liberation. Good action becomes the cause of good reaction. Both good and bad are the cause of action and bondages. The bondage of good action can be likened with a chain of gold, and that of bad action with a chain of iron. But both are bondages. Whether the cage is made of gold or iron is no difference from a bird. Both are bondages for it. One has to attain liberation from these actional bondages. The term salvation connotes liberation from these actional bondages. Now, how to get liberation from these bondages? It's possible only when the reactive momenta get exhausted, and this is possible only through sadhana. When one walks in the sphere of ajnal bondages, one's movement is from subtle to crude. The sadhana for liberation from bondages is a movement from crude to subtle. The sanchara process is a movement from the supreme positivity to the supreme negativity, a flow from fundamental negativity to fundamental positivity. But what is this movement for? This movement is for the exhaustion of ajnal bondages. It is movement from darkness to light and truth. One has to march towards truth. Satyameva yayate nanritam satyinaha panta vitato devayana. This is the sadhana of liberation, and this is not possible without diksha. If one walks in darkness, one needs a torch, otherwise one will fall down in a ditch. Similarly, one walking on the path of sadhana needs this torch, otherwise, however strong one may be, downfall will be inevitable. The Sanskrit synonym for the word torch is dipaka or dipani. The first letter of dipaka is D, and the first letter of the word kshaya is ksha. Thus comes the masculine word diksha. In feminine it is diksha. Diksha is essential for the exhaustion of ajnal momenta. This is the sadhana of liberation. To learn is the sadhana of knowledge. To walk on the path, i.e. to do regular practice, is the sadhana of action. Last but not least is devotion, the culminating point of moksha sadhana. What is bhakti? The word bhakti has been derived from the root verb bhaj and suffix kta, the very bhava that whatever I will do, I do to impart bliss to Paramatma is devotion. What is knowledge? Satyam jnana manantam brahmaha. Paramatma is the embodiment of knowledge. Every particle of the universe is the manifestation of Paramatma. This is the essence of knowledge. What is the sadhana of knowledge? When one starts realizing that every mundane objectivity is the manifestation of Paramatma, one comes from the sphere of theory to practice. The realization that the universe is the manifestation of Paramatma is siddhi, or achievement in jnana sadhana. What does the term karma sadhana, i.e. the sadhana of action, connote? What is the siddhi, i.e. attainment of karma sadhana? Rameti karma vahu kurvita. To serve every mundane object, thinking is it to be the manifestation of Paramatma is karma, i.e. the sadhana of action. What is the achievement, siddhi of karma sadhana? It is generally found that an average person spends more than 12 or 14 hours in thinking about his or her own self. But the moment one starts thinking about the universe, one becomes a karma sadhaka. When one starts spending all one's time in thinking for the universe, taking oneself to be a bubble in the ocean of karma, one gets siddhi in karma sadhana. A person is a part of the universe. And when one starts serving the universe, one is also automatically included among the served. Whatever is done only to please Paramatma. This is called devotion. One has to serve the universe with this ideation. In the beginning, due to samskara, there is a feeling of doership, but when gradually